listeners, welcome back to our podcast. Today, I and Weber are super excited because we have Prabjot Kaur as our guest in this episode. With a whooping 15 years of experience in animation, she's the real deal when it comes to turning imagination into reality. But wait, there's more about Prabjot. Prabjot is not just a pro at making things look pretty, but she is also a big hearted entrepreneur who started her own animation wonderland called Vision Box Animation Studio back in 2015, where they create mind blowing 3D and 2D animation, e learning wonders, and even help with pre and post production stuff. Prabjot and her team are all about making you the star. Isn't it interesting? You, the star, right? So, if you are ready to sprinkle some magic on your next big project, Prabjot is your go to person. Thanks for turning in, Prabjot. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much, guys. Hello, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank you both for having me here. I'm actually thrilled to be here as a guest on this amazing podcast. I'm looking forward to diving into some great conversations with you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhjot. Thanks for taking this time out. And so I think let's get started. Let's get heated up on this. And I think viewers are all eager to know about this entire animation journey, how it goes, what it takes to become, like a founder of a company and all of this stuff. So I was just going through your profile yesterday, and I came to know that I think your profile looked like you thought of something, and I think you are following the same path and specific direction that is into animation and particular this area. So I just wanted to know what was your any thought on this, or what was the starting point? When did it happen for you that, oh, this seems interesting, I have to follow this passion? So what was the starting point for you for this journey?
So, basically, my journey started as a visualizer. I was a visualizer. So, then it took me to the entrepreneur. So, the journey from visualizer to entrepreneur began with a deep passion for visual arts and storytelling. I was very fond of storytelling and making it with kids. So basically, I would like to say that I started my career as a visualizer where I used to create concepts and graphics for the various projects. I was working as a freelancer. So meanwhile, I was working for the same, I found myself increasingly drawn towards the animation industry. So there it combined creativity and technology in a way that fascinated me a lot. So meanwhile, I started realizing that I want some more control and ability to work on projects that truly reflect what my vision is. So this led me to establish Vision Box Animation Studio. It's a place where we can focus on visual storytelling and innovation. So the name specifically Vision Box that came into my mind as of to commitment to thinking outside the box and bringing something unique stories to the life. When we talk about animation, it's like making turning your dreams into a reality. So this is how it happens, and this is how I started my journey from visualizer to entrepreneur.
That sounds interesting. So, I just wanted to know that what is the process, creative process you follow while taking any project in this studio. So, how exactly you follow the process?
So basically, animation is a quite complex process which has several stages. It's like, when we talk about from concept to completion. So there is a high level of overview if we talk about that. So how we take it is like first we go for the concept development. So this is where the idea has been born. We rather say the idea of the animation is born. So that's a creative team where we brainstorms the concepts, develops a story, outlines of the project and the scope. And then we take it to the script writing. Over the concept, when the concept is defined, the scripting process begins. So we go for the detailed script outlines, considering dialogues, actions, and key scenes. So basically, it serves as a blueprint of the rest of the animation process. So after that, we take it ahead as a storyboarding. So storyboarding is the stage where artists create a visual representation of the script. This involves like sketching out key scenes and sequence to plan the flow of the animation. And after that, we take a head step to character and background designing, where the artist design the characters, backgrounds, and the other visual elements required to complete the animation. And then, sorry, and then we take it ahead as an animation. So actual animation process begins over here depending on the type of animation. If we talk about the animation, it's like, there are several types of animations, whether it is 2D, 3D, it's motion graphics, what sort of animation our user is looking forward to it. So we do accordingly create the motion for the characters and objects, depending upon the requirement of the client. And then we go for the VO and sound design. During this stage, there are voice actors which records the dialogues, and sound designers create the sound effects of the same along with the music. And then we go for the, say layout and compositing, just compiling whatever we have done as of now. So layouts involve characters, objects, screens to the storyboards, compositing in a process to combining all the visual elements to make it a final product. And then we go ahead for the rendering. Rendering is the process of generating the final images or the frames for the animation. So this is probably a quite time-taking process, as the rendering involves lot of time and then lot of your, caliber, because we have to keep an eye on each of the frame, because in rendering only we come to know whether whatever we have done, it's taking the right shape or not. So that's quite time taken. And then we do the editing part, the final editing. So once the animation is rendered, the editing and the post-production stage begins. So this involves all the assembling the scenes, adding the transitions, whatever is required, applying the special effects, VFX, if it is required as per the requirement. And then we go ahead for the final review and delivery. So we make pretty sure about for the final reviewing, so that a user is having a good enough, experience. So, that's the customer satisfaction is the prime focus for us. So we make sure that we do a good QC before handling it over to our client. So this is very short and precise how we take it, the process for the animation.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Prabhjot, for sharing that part, like how exactly this process happens. Like I can see that there are so many layers, what you have explained, right? During the any animation, there are multiple layers where you are doing regular QC of it, and then video editors are involved, rendering are involved, many other things are involved. I am sure like this requires a good technical knowledge, and then only you will be able to do it. And I believe at the start of this particular podcast, Vaibhav was asking that how exactly, what kind of education you have did for this thing, right? So Vaibhav, would you like to add that question here, and then we can take it ahead to know more about her professional journey?
Sure. So, yeah, I think first of all, great explanation on how the process works. I just feel like, don't you guys feel like you are a god? You are basically creating the character, putting life into it, putting voice into it, put it, how they look. Isn't it's almost like you're creating a world? But yeah, before you jump into that step, you do need to learn the skills, right? And to learn the skills, there need to be a proper guidance for this, or courses for this. So someone like me, imagine I don't know anything about if this, I want to jump into this industry. So what should be my first step? What should be the right level that I can jump into this kind of courses? Do I need to be a 10th, pass? Can I be a 12th pass? Can I be like, maybe a graduation degree with me? So two scenarios, ideal, what is the ideal? And if not the ideal, what should be the case?
So, what I believe is, like, to start off with anything, see, I don't actually understand these 12 years education which we are having probably. So whether you are a 10th pass or a 12th pass or whatsoever, I believe to start off with something like animations, you have to be very much creative and passionate about what you are doing, right? So what I believe is your passion which actually takes you ahead. When we are passionate about something, hardly matters we are just pursuing our 10th standard or we are into the this 12th. And definitely, see, I have seen people, those who are actually not even having a professional background relatable to animation. Trust me, I know when I say about it, because today now we are in AI world. So what I would like to say is, like, considering current time. So these days, if you're passionate about, say, animations, you have lot of scope. Definitely, first you need to decide on your forte, because when we talk about animation, the field is quite wide. So like, you want to be a 2D artist, you want to be a storyteller, you want to be just a visualizer, you want to be an animator. So I believe firstly you need to understand your self being, like what you want to be basically, and then pursue it accordingly. Definitely there are a lot of professional courses, very good institute. I myself had done in, like, 2000, in year 2000 I did my degree in my animations. So that was a time where I've joined MAC, that's Maya Academy of Advanced Cinematic, that's Ketan Mehta's studio. At that time it was very big thing, to be a student of a MAC and then pursuing the animations. So I did my masters in animations from there. So, but in today's time, I would rather say there are a lot of people are now going more into a practical knowledge. Like, how would you like to take it? Having a practical knowledge, having said under, working under somebody professional, and then learning a process makes a difference. So I would give that suggestion that rather than going towards a typical institute, it's good that you work under some professional if you are passionate. Because guys, see, if you are passionate about something, you will make an extra effort. You yourself will do lot of R&D. Now we have AI with us, so what not we can do. So I believe first we need to understand what we want to do in animations, and then we should do our R&D part, and then we should pursue it accordingly. So this is what I believe.
I think this is interesting. So I believe there is no constraint with regards to what field you are into, what age you are into. If you feel that you are bound, you have that creativity in your idea or thoughts, you can pursue it, right? I think you already explained the process, that how it works, what goes into where, everything. But just wanted to know, and I'm very curious to know about this thing. Like, is there any so can we just quickly, basically what I want to know is that can you just briefly tell us what a visualizer do, what 2D artists do, what 3D artists do, in a very short, so that like people can understand why are the different streams and what goes into that.
Okay. So basically, firstly, we talk about, it's all start off with as a concept development, right?
Mhm.
When we talk about a concept development, the person needs to be very creative. That's it. Like, that doesn't need any specific background. See, whosoever is good in thinking and, visualizing things can go for the concept development. The person has to be very much creative, right?
Yeah.
So that part is taken care as a visualizer who can visualize and just visualize the things like how it is to be done, creating entire outline basically, right? And then when we talk about the script writing, then it has to be basically a good person who is good over content. Whatever we have thought, we have to put it in a words, right? So that it becomes little easy for our users. So this is how it is, to be taken care by the script writer. So, and then when we talk about the storyboarding person, so storyboarding is the basically we required a person who is good at graphics, and then creating things in a very creative manner, good with the designing part. And after that, the same thing, the good designer can be taken care, he'll be taking care of the characters as well, the the background designing as well. So when we talk about the animator, see, we try to take very skilled person. It's not like jack of all trades and then master of none. If you're good at scripting, you're good at scripting. If you're good at visualizing, you're good at visualizing. So one cannot do all the part. So I myself, if I talk about that, I say that I'm good at marketing, so I can only do marketing pace at my work, right? So there is always a process involved in animations, and we have to be very much, pretty sure about it. So when we talk about the animator, we make all the things ready for the animator, and animator part is only hardcore to do the animations. With all the characters, we give him the all the characters and all the backgrounds. His part is only to convert those graphics into an animation, where we create an entire sequence. So how this is how, animation takes ahead. So once the animation is done, then again rendering is again an art. So there is a specific person who is a rendering specialist. I think this is why I said in the beginning, like, you need to decide what forte you want to do it in animations, right? You want to pursue animations, but for what? Like, you want to be an artist, 2D artist, 3D person, and then you need to define your role if you are looking your future to grow it, on a good note. So this is how we take it. And once the animation is done, then we have a editor with us, a good editor, like we have above here. So the editor who is good enough to covering up all the mistakes and then coming it out with really, lively, with putting all the visual effects and then everything. So this is how it goes basically. So we try to take it as a
So
skill, of course.
basically, when you say what I understand, सबसे पहले script writer will come. Once the script writer gives the a script, and then after that a graphic designer comes, right? Like graphic designer have to design that thing into reality. Like basically, he will be creating something on paper. Once that is done, then directly animator come, or there will be somebody else also who will be
There
involved.
are certain stages involved. So
Okay.
but sometimes if we feel that there is a requirement, see, like I said, that animation is very wide. If we are going for very complex animators, so sometimes we go for the animatics also. Animatics are basically done just before the animation to make it go a bit more easy for the animator to understand the concept, right? So otherwise, the graphic designer cover most of the points. Just
Oh,
say, character designing, background designing, right?
correct.
Doing the storyboarding. Else we can have a different peoples as well for the entire process. So
Yeah.
that depends upon project to project and client to client, because see, this also take up a lot of time, effort, and cost. So we just have to be, understanding for all the aspects accordingly. So this is how we go. And alongside we have the VO artist as well. So
Voiceover.
where we first make a script, like scripting person can just write a script, and then we have a, maybe in-house or as a outsourced person who is good in speaking. So we have that VO artist as well. And yes, after that, it's just like, compiling all the things and then making it a final product.
It's a bundle
Wow.
of creative people together and bringing everything into reality. It's a
That's
long
it.
process. We just hear word animation and it seems like कि ठीक है animation हो रहा है कुछ animated चीज मिल जाएगा, but to see how much things are involved behind this.
Absolutely. So this is why sometimes it's quite difficult to make the other person understand if the person is not from your field. So this is what we do. First meeting, we try to make him understand what exactly the animation process is, because that is very much required for a, user to know ki, like, how it will go, to have a better understanding, and then have some patience, because it requires a lot of patience.
And I wanted to know a bit about that. So because I'm a civil engineer by my education, and we had some of the tools and softwares where we
Okay.
used to do building walkthrough videos or more like a
Okay.
3D videos and something.
Okay.
So, but in that process, we used to have someone who is to kind of guide us what aspect or how they want this to be. So, is this similar like movies that you guys have directors in place that basically provides you a direction on what exactly it is required out of this, or director is something that is optional or not that much required in this process?
So basically, I'm not clear with what you're asking. You're talking about the directions
Yeah.
before we proceed it further. So see, definitely when we talk about anything, it requires a directions. So when we talk about animation, also there are so many things which are to be considered before starting the project. Like you have talked about the several tools and all. So that plays an important role over here as well. When we talk about the animation, like whether it is 2D animation, 3D animation, or what sort of animation. Because when we talk about animation, even now motion graphics is an animation. Now, when we talk about animation, it's like now people are doing corporate videos. That is again a animation. The explainer videos is again, the animation. So it requires definitely a direction. First, we need to understand basically the requirement of the user, like what the person is required, and then we try to direct it accordingly, and then we see like what all tools and implementations and methods, technologies we need to put in up to bring it up our final product. So when we talk about that, so we also have like lot of tools over here in animations, right? So if we talk about, like, we are specifically, the client is requiring a 2D animation. So in 2D animation also there are several qualities, right? So there is a quality which is a basic, can be achieved within a specific tool, and then if it is a very higher end product, then again it's required more plus technology tools. So there are a lot of things around, and yes, definitely direction is very much required when we talk about the animation. That plays, and it makes the work easy, basically, not getting complex for anyone. So we are clear with our thoughts before taking it ahead. So that's very true. Direction is must.
As Weber was asking about tools, just one thing came into my mind. When you use tools nowadays, there is already AI which is built in it, right? And
Right.
uh, when you say that you require script editors or script writers, already the tools give you that feature where you can do that kind of scripting in the software itself just by giving certain prompts. So, do you think that can eliminate and save certain cost in terms of making profit? Like, obviously, when you create something, you would see the profit also, right? So how these tools are being more friendly to you and helping you to save your cost, and also how this technology of AI, which is now into the softwares also, how this is helping in your core careers.
See, I would definitely say that it's helping for sure. But yes, maybe as in into animations, I would say that see, when we have AI is there to help us a lot, right? But to add on to it, when we need, a client is very specific about the needs, so we can just take those tools as a helping hand. Just it's just like, I'll add on to it, like there were rumors, the content writers has been replaced because now we have chat gpt with us. So but I would like to add on to it, then Google come up with it, like saying ki, okay, I'm also launching my own AI Gemini. And then there is always, if you talk about the digital marketing also, like the content is being recognized when we talk about its AI. So definitely a human mind is a human mind. So it's like, definitely we also take a help of our AI too sometimes, to make a small tasks, to make it bit more easy. So that ways AI is helping us to give more time where we require to put up more effort, basically, more complex. When we talk about these small things to be done, so we also often go ahead and use of these small technologies. But when we talk about tools, there is no replacement of tools like Photoshop, After Effects, 3D Max, Maya. So, now if we talk about 2D animation, earlier it was more with the Flash. Now there are so many other tools which are taking place: Adobe Animate, Toon Boom, Harmony, Krita, Snipping Studio, Blender, Cinema 4D. So there are so many things. So we cannot compete on these tools, as what I believe. These tools have their own capabilities of, like, you can just visualize and do whatever you want, right? Abhi probably AI may take further, more advanced look, but as of now, tools are the power punch for me. What I take it as a so
No, I think this is great. Because the AI is meant to leveraged but not to replaced. Uh,
absolutely.
and so that brings me to another question, that is, uh, so now there is a lot of change since when you started, right, in 2000s, when you completed your animation and this degree and basically completed your skill. I think the landscape at that time was different. Post than 2008, we had YouTube, and this, like, in 16 we have this internet boom. So now, do you see there is a surge in requirements suddenly because of a lot of people are now requiring these kind of animated videos or any sort of videos? And how about the market? Like, is market good with now? Like, is it too expanded now? How do you look at it? Is it evolving? Is what I mean, basically.
Yes, definitely. So I would say I have seen that it's quite evolving when we talk about the animation's role even in education and training. So Prachi must be knowing about it, like she said, she belongs to the e-learning industry. So there are so many things now, whatever we talk about, whether we are a, any other industry specific business owner or a corporate, like I've said that we all need a product explanation and the animated video to have a ease on. When we talk about the education, specifically education and training, so particularly with the rise of this digital consumption has actually begun a lot.
Yeah.
So the future of animation in this space is quite a good, like they are enhanced engagement, simplifying the complex concepts, interactive learning, then personalized learning paths, and visual, virtual, and augmented reality has taken so much, hold on this. So definitely, if we talk about education, training, or a corporate or any other such industry, we definitely need a backup and help of animation to give a better understanding to our user, like what our product is about. So we are doing it. No, we did a lot of projects for the HSBC Bank. They were coming up with the insurance program. So what they were doing, they just wanted to educate people like how it happened, and we created an entire storyline. And then we just told them the entire process. We did one project for the Maruti. So where they wanted to explain their process through animation. Right? Maruti has nothing to do with the animation. They wanted to explain their process, because when we talk about anything through the animation process, those things visual stays in our mind, and then we visualize it in a better way. Same thing for the kids. Why they learn quickly from the visuals, because that's very catchy, that's very attractive for them. So I would say rather now it's with everybody, not only specific with the kids, but with everyone around us. So I think that plays a very important role, and that ways I see that there is always a surplus to the animation industry in nearby future as well.
Yeah, great. I just have one follow-up question to this, that so you did mention about, Prachi did mention about your studio, that is Vision Box, right? I believe that a lot of people here might not be aware about it. So can you please give us an idea about what is Vision Box, what all services you offer, and if there is any tentative price range to that. So what I mean to say is this: how much does market standard, how much does a 3D video per minute or whatever unit it is cost versus 2D video, or what different types of these animation basically?
So basically, Vision Box Animation Studio is a hardcore animation studio where we are taking care of all the 2D animations, the 3D animations. We are into architecture visualization as well. Like I've said that I started my journey. I myself was a visualizer. I used to do it myself first for all the architecture visualization. And apart from that, now we have started up with the corporates, like it's a need of an hour. Like I've said that we are moving towards the promotionals and the corporates video to have a wider range. And e-learning is always our forte for the same. So, Vaibhav, when we talk specifically about the budget and everything, I would just like to add on over here. See, our prime focus is to have a customer satisfaction first. What our USP is to have a, client satisfaction and the timely delivery. In today's era, what we are lacking, what I've seen people coming to me experiencing is like, the XYZ company has promised us this much delivery considering the specific quality, but they are not able to do that because sometimes everybody does that, just to have a project, we say certain things that we'll be doing this and we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
So we are specifically not,
No
doing
false
that
commitment,
way.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But when we talk about the price range, it's actually difficult to talk in animation industry because when we talk about animation, maybe you're having some other picture in your mind and then I'm having something different.
No,
So
so
there is
why
a cell
ask
animation.
is, sorry to interrupt you, but why did I ask you is because I think I have heard a lot of stories that even a 1 minute video can go up to 3 lakhs, 10 lakhs. So what I
Yes.
wanted to understand is what is the truth about it? Like, is it that really it's that costly or how is it?
Yes, actually it is, and sometimes it is not. Like I said, it depends upon your requirement. Like, there are few clients who says, like we don't have much budget, but we are looking forward for a very, small video where you can put more of the graphics and less of the animation. In that case, the charges are somehow,
Yeah.
negotiable. Ki, okay, we can do it in some nominal range. But when we talk about the cell animation, or very smooth animation, like you have seen the Chota Bheem. So I
Yeah.
have a lot of clients coming up like, Prabjot, I'm looking forward for something like Chota Bheem and can you just do it that way? So definitely those videos cost in lakhs and lakhs. So
Yeah.
because that requires an entire different process of taking up to a head. So now where the market seems to be saturated for the animation, I feel there are a lot of freelancers coming, like you said, web of students and all. So what people believe is like, okay, we'll just take up this project and there are some tools with
Hmm.
which we can just do small animation and then put it up like that. So those way actually the market is getting spoiled also because then the other people think okay, that person is so charging like you said, 10,000 bucks and you are saying like 3 lakh rupees. So then we need to make them understand that that person is a freelancer. Probably he is using some tool or something, but we are a studio, so we follow our entire process. So definitely good things takes, good
Hmm.
time, effort and cost. So it's really hard to say over here, like if we talk about the specific costing. But yes, depending upon the needs, the videos is done in 3 lakh also, 2 lakh also, 1 lakh also, and in thousands as well. That's not a big deal, depending upon the requirement of the client. So this is how it goes.
From here, I want to know, Prajot, like most of your team members are all creative person, right? Like
Right.
how exactly you balance the creativity and business management? Because to make profit, I believe the mindset should be like that, right? And have you collaborated with somebody, or you yourself is from marketing or business background? That is the reason you are able to manage the profits in the studio.
Yes, definitely. See, to manage up with the team when we talk about the business, it's actually not a easy journey. There are so many things when we talk about the team and everything. So it's actually that this transition is actually not at all without its challenges. So finding the right talent and then managing the cash flow, establishing a market presence, keeping up with the technology, balancing creativity along with the business needs. So, what we try to do over here when we talk about our team, we actually try to give them a free hand where those people are also equally capable of putting up their ideas and making it a quite creative thing.
Yeah.
So we it's a vision boxes. A part is the the combination of artistic freedom and comprehensive production capabilities. So we empower each artist, fosters creativity, and guide them to deliver high quality work basically. So we give them a free hand to come up with their own ideas, and trust me, that actually add-ons to it, because every time it is not important that I can put up something and which is to be very creative. Something, maybe one of the employee has the better idea, and that ways it gives a good environment in the office. They also feel that, that presence, and then they also feel good about it. They have been given a priority about it. So we actually try to make them, so whenever the project is come, we always try to allocate a specific person to that, taking care of the entire process. So it is more like a recipe that has helped us stand out in the market and attract top talent, ensuring we stay at the forefront of the animation industry.
But did you collaborated with someone so that you can make the profit in studio? Because I can understand, like, okay, the other parts are going, but how about the profit? Are you able to make the profit in the studio? Because I myself, if I talk about my project, which I am working upon right now, I feel like in order to save the cost, I try to move more to the freelancer side. But although I know the quality of work what the studio can give, that will be something very different that cannot be given by a freelancer. And that is the reason why I am asking, like, how exactly you bring the clients to you. Okay, you have to go for the studio only because this all things you are getting. And obviously, like for studio, you would require a good profit because you are having multiple employees working for it, right? So how you are managing that part? Like, have you collaborated with somebody that who is totally looking into marketing and business side, or you yourself is trying to handle all the piece together?
So, how we try to get up a client, I'll just start off with that. So, basically, we are just trying to follow our USP, right? Like I've shared it with you, like the timely delivery and the quality oriented. What is being promised is being delivered, right? And like you said, definitely it is a task to maintain that, because you can easily get the project, but then you have to maintain it, and just be on your words what is being said. And definitely, to expand, you always need a collaboration. So definitely we also have some freelancers, and apart from that we have some studios as well, as in collaboration, to have a better workflow, because sometimes we are just overburdened with so many projects. It's not every time. See, it's a business. Sometimes it's like very much occupied, and sometimes you're having a specific projects. So we try to do hand holding and go a long way with each other, collaborating. So that ways it's making a sense. So we try to have a freelancers also. When we have a freelancers, we try to guide them basically, right? Like what is to be done. But definitely, when we hire a studio, that's not that cost effective as it is with the freelancers. But then when the studios, we have that liberty, like, they have experience. I know I don't have to, allocate much time to them explaining about the entire process. But when we have the freelancers, definitely we need to give them, time. And so definitely, again, it's a task, but yes, we do work always. We have a freelancer as well, and then we have a studios as well, and we allocate the project according to the user, looking at our user, like what the requirement is, and then we take this necessary step of like to whom we should go forward, like we need to have a freelancer or we need to go ahead with the studio.
Wow, that sounds like too much work, to be honest.
No, not at all. It's
Going
very
further, why, so you have been into this role for I think more than 9 years now. So how has been your journey as an entrepreneur? What are the challenges that you have came across? And I think what kind of advice you would like to give for someone maybe like you might have faced challenges, right? So
right.
difficulties, and then how you have overcome those, like any kind of piece of advice that you would give from your experiences.
Well, basically, when we talk about, I talk about building and scaling Vision Box. It has been a very rewarded journey, like, and definitely not come up with it without the challenges. What I believe, the key to overcoming these challenge has been adaptability and focus on building a strong team and positive culture. Because I believe your team and your working culture matters a lot. So by addressing these head on and learning from each experience, we have been actually able to grow Vision Box and establish a solid foundation. So when I talk about the challenges and then guiding, so definitely, like I've said it earlier also, like there are few things which is being taken care of, like that you need to have a right talent, and you need to have a good networking, and then you have to come up and maintaining your technology, because there and now technology is changing so rapidly, like you have to be into it, like with the changing era, and then you have to balance creativity along with the business needs. So I take VisionWorks as my baby. Like, I consider it my first baby, and the second one is like my 9 years old son. So I believe it's like, it's very connecting and very emotionally attached with this organization when I talk about the Vision Box. And what I would like to give in as a advice is only hard work and hope. So whatever you do, or however you want to do it, I think you can overcome any challenges if you're just pretty much sure about what you're doing and how you're going to do it. So I hope I did not miss any point of yours. You can just let me know if
You have
I.
added a good one, like with your 9 years old son. So now I want to know, because whenever I talk to Prabjot, one thing goes constant, like he have exams or some or other things, right? So I want to understand how you are managing this two together, like with motherhood, which is like obviously you are pretty much occupied with that after COVID because of online classes and many other things. Most of the parents have got indulged into all this just because of the online classes and the other era. And along with that, obviously, you are doing your part where you are handling the whole business of the studio. So how you are managing this both? Because I find sometimes it's really challenging for you.
Yes, definitely. It's very challenging, and then like every mother do so. So that's lovely to have it as well, because when I talk about this animations and everything, like I have told you that we have been into e-learning as well, and we are still working for some publications also. So looking at my child, I am able to understand the better requirement when we talk about this, e-learning industry, like how he's reacting to certain things, what he's liking the most, and how he's doing. And trust me, I'm learning something on the other from him every day. So it's very difficult, but then we are somehow trying to manage with it. So sometimes when I'm down, he is motivating me. So one day he was just telling me one story of that, चीटी दीवार पे चढ़ी, and then वो गिर गई, and then वो फिर चढ़ गई. So mama, she did not a breakout. So why do you feel like that? So you can also do it. It's okay. It's okay. So that way he is motivating me. He is very fond of sports, not very much into the education. He is very much sport. His ideal is Virat Kohli.
Wow.
So he keeps on watching Virat Kohli on YouTube and then coming up with it. He's doing this, he's eating that. So I want to have this, I want to have that. And trust me, actually, we don't realize, but kids teaches us so many things, something on the other, directly and indirectly, always motivating you, bringing you to the life. Like whenever you are upset or something like that, just that one hug actually eliminates all your worries just at a one go. And I would but rather say it's very difficult sometimes when you have to manage. That, Prachi, how long does it take to connect us over here, just because somehow I'm managing his classes, and then maintaining his academy things, and then managing anyhow. So but I would say that he is my inspiration, and he's my support system, which is adding on to me to grow it further. And when I talk about animation, I'm glad actually, because I can see a lot of things in my child which I try to incorporate when I talk about this specifically animations, because it's all your turning ideas into reality. और एक बच्चे से ज्यादा lively and colorful कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. So he always add on to it.
Vaibhav, what like after listening to her story, what I feel like that is the reason. I guess women entrepreneurs are really important in our country because
Yeah,
students really learn from their mother so much, and when
yeah,
their mothers are entrepreneur or doing such kind of things, like where they are actually the front face in home, because with the
absolutely.
father the child may not be having that kind of conversation how
Yeah,
much he is having with the mother, right?
yeah.
And when you are an entrepreneur, the child learns from this stage only कि मेरी
Correct,
मम्मा को
correct.
ये problem आ रही है when she is doing the business. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
basically you are building a base for him where from now he knows that what kind of struggle can come while going through this journey. And
Yes,
I
and
am sure like this will be a great example for him when he grows up. He will be knowing कि, okay, this is something which is my which is something like I have to work upon. So I really now like listening to your story, I feel like women entrepreneurship is so important, and it's a really like cherry on the cake for the children that they learn some or new other things in this journey.
I
So
very
think
true.
yeah.
it's more like, for all the women entrepreneurs, motherhood is the first job, I guess, or the full-time job, I would say, and everything else is a part-time thing. Uh,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely. And in fact, now he's in fifth standard, so they are having animation also as a subject. So
oh,
sometimes he's sitting beside me and he's saying, Mama, why don't you do like this? Whenever I used to make some invitations or something, that they are working on a scratch. It's again an animation software. So I feel so happy when he come up with me and explaining all the x-axis and y-axis. So
wow,
that's like, it's like I just take myself to some other level. Ki, oh my God, wow, he is now telling me, ki, Mama, can we do it this way? Can we do it that way? So he always love watching the animation stories and then the videos we make it for the clients. He comes up and he gives his ideas to me. Ki, Mama, can you do it this way? Can we do it that way? So that's
and I think one of the biggest consumer of this animated video is kids, I guess, right? Because
yes,
I don't know if a lot of people know this about this or not, but I think the biggest YouTube channel, or the few of the biggest YouTube channel, is the storytelling channel of these kids and these kind of stuff. And that is, this kind of consume is consumed a lot. So you already have a good feedback system with you, by the way.
so definitely that how I see my reflection in him. I told you that I started my journey as a storytelling only.
Yeah,
And these kids are a very good storyteller. If you talk about any school or something,
yeah,
they'll just make a very good story and just put it in front of you. Okay,
absolutely.
this is what happened. So
That's
that
what I
way,
wanted to add. Like, you are already in edtech industry, right? You are creating the animation for the edtech industry. You
right.
have a real user in your home itself. Like, जब build हो गया product, लो बेटा use करो, use करके
Yeah,
बताओ.
and trust me, I've been going through for some, good publication houses. So they know me now since long. The very first thing I get them is a, sample set for my son. Ki Prabju, this is for your son first. So we need
Wow.
to have him first as a customer. So that's like so loving also and overwhelming when when you have customers like this, so those who are attached, because see, when you are associated with your clients for long, you somehow have a good relationship with them. It feels like home because they can rely on you, they trust you. So that way is, I would rather say. And like I've add on to it, ki, like trust me, the kids are the bestest way. If I talk about a stress buster, a happy go environment, if we talk about the ideas, sometimes I get so much ideas and inspiration from him, because he's like, I'm also very overburdened. I'm studying. I want to be a cricketer. I'm going to academy and then I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So, but at the end of the day, you feel happy when your child appreciates all this, because I always tell him, nothing comes for easy. You have to,
Yeah,
pay for it. You have to earn it. So I'm happy that he's seeing his mother
absolutely.
working hard for herself and for himself first. Whatever, trying to give him a better life. So that way he's understanding, and I'm just hoping that he understands further as well. Just
And one quick question for you. Did he ever ask you कि मेरे शक्तियों का गलत इस्तेमाल हो रहा है? You're asking me for feedback, but you're not charging. You're not paying me as a part of your team.
As of now, to know, but he often complains like, you always talk about study, but you never, talk about like how my cricket academy is going. So you say you have not done your assignment, but you never regret on whenever I quit my, coaching, cricket coaching. So he's very much focused. Actually, recently he got selected in the under 12 team for the
Wow.
inter school cricket tournament. So he's super happy about that only right now, because what I can see in him is, see, like, there is always a passion which we want to take it, right? So I can see that he's very much passionate when we talk about, this sports field. So, but yes, he often says me that when I grow big, I'll keep my company's name as Vision Box. So I feel very pride, and I say him that you don't need to keep it. I'll hand over it to you only because I'm doing it for yourself. Don't worry. But yes, I want you to build on your own.
Yeah.
You can take the inputs, you can learn it and do it in your own creative and beautiful way. Like, so this is, that will be a happy day for me if he
So,
pursues.
quick question on this. I think I'm just getting a sorry, Prachi, but I'm getting a follow-up question on this.
Yeah.
Because you are saying, what you look, how you look, future of Vision Box, and then maybe, some sort of handing over it to. But then talking about success for you, right? What
Right.
does success mean to you, maybe right now? And then does it change with regards to time, or is it something that has been constant for you?
What success mean to me, very first thing is the personal fulfillment, right? Right, enjoying the work I do and feeling proud of whatever I'm able to contribute to me or to the society, right? So very first thing it means to me is, personal fulfillment, satisfaction, happiness. That's, I believe, where it's missing right now. Like, and then if I talk about that, it's like work and life balance, like Prachi said, right? It's a balancing your personal life and then your professional life. It's actually a task, but then being able to find a harmony between professional and personal life is really overwhelming for me. And then as a legacy, I take it as a legacy, making a positive impact on others and creating something lasting. See, I always run behind, fame, just to have something in my box for which I could be, known for meaningful relationships.
Yeah.
So, building a strong connection with the friends, families, colleagues, clients, growth and learning. This is all what success mean to me.
That sounds great.
Thanks for sharing this, Prabjot. I believe in today's podcast, multiple things I got to know. One, so obviously the process behind the animation, how you started your journey, that how you are able to build Vision Box Studio, and very next about your motherhood, because that is something which was really interesting for me, that how exactly you are able to manage both the things. So it was quite enlightening for me, and that's how like we are moving to the last part of our podcast. We have a small rapid fire round at the end where like we give you one question, one, or I can say one word, and you have to just answer in one word related to it. So I will just use one example. If I use a word success, so then what you say. So you can tell me one word what you feel out of this word, right? So
Success is, like I've said, it's only personal fulfillment for
yeah.
me in one word.
In one word. So this is how, like, Vaibhav, I would like you to start where you can start with three words and then we can take it ahead.
Sure. How does story, what does come into mind when you hear story?
When we talk about story, the one word that comes to my mind is visualization.
Okay. And animation.
Animation is turning ideas into reality.
Profits.
Profits. Profits, I would rather say, it's really hard to, for me to just elaborate it in,
You just have to say in one word. You don't have to elaborate it.
And that's the problem, that it's really hard to elaborate it in one word. This is what I'm saying. Mm, Prophetess say again, I don't know. I'm
Necessary?
sorry.
Necessary, I would say.
Very
Necessary is to be happy first.
Yeah. True. Yeah, Prachi, over to you.
okay. So glamorous.
Prachi.
Achi.
I think you guys have strategically planned it.
No, not
I
at
guess.
all.
Ah.
See, I love, like Prachi said, definitely. I love to see woman entrepreneur. I'm happy to have you over here as well. But when we talk about glamorous, so this is what I can say is, to right now over here is Prachi is in front of me, so that's why I thought of Prachi only.
I just thought like from the studio, one particular project name she will be throwing. Ki, okay, this is the something what was very glamorous project for me.
See,
But she just
that's
did it.
definitely, yeah. That's it's. See, I always love my work, but that's a quite a different perspective, right? First, what I said is you need to have a good collaborations, good relations, and you know that attachment with the people. You know, work keeps on coming and going. So I'm not that materialistic. So that way is, I did not took any, project name to be a glamorous.
Perfect. Okay, so motherhood.
Motherhood is like, I believe that's everything to me. So emotional, and then I don't know.
Emotional is the right word. What I can say. I
Emotionally,
just thought
yeah,
you are too emotionally attached with this particular
attached
journey.
with this. Yes, because I'm
Correct.
seeing it taking care of a child from, since his birth to now grown up to a boy, and soon he'll be coming to 2 digits. So that's
Beautiful.
actually,
Okay, so this is where we end our rapid fire round, and it was pleasure having you, Prabjot, here. And as you have mentioned, building connection is something which is your which you pursue to do, and I believe that is your forte. I We have been connected from quite a long time, and it's been like you try to connect after every 1 or 2 months with some hi or hello whatever message you can do, but you try to keep people connected. So that is something which is your for sure a forte, and that will be really helping you out in building your client network, and along with that keeping everyone connected together. So yeah, all the best for your vision box, and I really look forward that when you are obviously building right now, but as you have mentioned, your son also wants to have vision box studio with him. So that's how, like, I would like to see when I will be also old now. I will be also old. So
yes, I would love that he should have a podcast with you guys. I'm
yeah,
looking forward to it, to your success as well, because this is so good to have everybody, at one platform. It's like more like, all solutions under one roof. So, where people can come up with the different fields and get to know about each other. So it's always good. See, it's not always about business, Prachi. It's always about, having a good network, connections, and good relationships. And trust me, when you have a good surroundings and good network, you can never out of the
Yeah.
business or work. Right? So this is what the prime focus should be.
So we had one of our founder who joined us on this podcast, and she did say that even founders do need someone where they can share their ideas, stories,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
think that is the idea here on this podcast. So
Yes.
thank you again for taking this time out, and we would definitely put all the links in the description for your website. Any preferred medium that if anyone is interested to maybe work with you, maybe to learn from you, or maybe want to know more or inquire about your services, what is the preferred mode of is it an email, is it a like website, is it a LinkedIn for
So
you?
well, everybody is welcome everywhere. That's I'm not like actually not very specific. Most welcome on the LinkedIn as well. So they are most welcome even if they want to reach out, via email also. So I don't want to be specific to this. So whatsoever is convenient to anybody are most welcome.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. We are hoping to see you again in the next episode. Thank you so much. Have a
Absolutely.
great day.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm wishing you all the very, very best
Thank
for
you.
your
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
podcast. Bye. Bye bye.